Hi everyone, it's Kathleen. I'm here today to share with you vintage textile collage on wool blanket. Everyone has their own different way of doing it. This is just the way that I have figured out the way that works best for me. I have my camera, my iPhone is set up on my portable cart. And I have laid out an old wool blanket on my queen size bed. It covers the top of my bed. And I purchased it from the wool blanket from a Value Village, which is a secondhand store here in Canada, for $20. So this orange wool blanket is $20. This, what I'm spreading on top, and I don't know if it'll be in the center of the frame or what, but we shall see. Let me back up a little bit. This wool blanket, I'm going back to look at the camera. You'll see that when I purchased it, it has these little balls that all wool eventually will get that sort of thing on it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick them off first. And I have, can you see this? This is I live in Canada, and this is I've had this forever, 30, 40 years, Evercare. It is a sweater shaver. So it's battery operated. If I can figure out how to use it. You have an on switch, and can you hear it? And it takes away any pills. So if I'm covering the wool blanket with fabrics, I don't have to worry about this. But if I'm going to see some of the orange blanket through, I do want to shave those little pills off. So what I do, this is for a blanket collage. If I was doing a snippet cloth, I would be doing something different. So this is going to be video one in a series of videos, and I'm walking around the bed and just laying this. This is a linen. Oh, maybe I can go up closer. I'm moving you. This is a vintage linen tablecloth, also purchased at the secondhand store. And I was mentioning in a previous video, I noticed that it had some hand-drawn, or what appeared to be hand-drawn extra leaves on here. And I thought that was really cool. And another lady, and I can't remember if she lives in Canada or the US, she says that she has a similar one, but in a different color. And hers does not have these hand-drawn little leaves on it. So maybe a lady or a person started to alter this linen tablecloth and decided no, they weren't going to do it. So I picked it up. Probably for $10 or under. And so that's my first step. My first step is to lay this down. I have a big piece, which is my wool blanket. Then I have the second piece. These were my two pieces that I wanted to start my vintage textile collage with. And okay, are we seeing the middle? Yeah, I can go lay this on the middle. I am going to be laying down. Okay, let me back up a little bit. I have pre-chosen some things and stuff, snippets that I'll be adding later on. But this video today is about the foundation and how I go about laying the foundation. Well, I like this piece here. I like these flowers. These are embroiders, vintage embroideries. Can we see that? Yes, and I'm always going to be coming back and looking at my iPhone. So I wanted to that was going to be my focal point. So what do I do now? Well, I am just going to be taking, I take pins, and not stick pins because they poke me, and I stitch in bed. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I take, what are these called? Safety pins? I take safety pins and I open them up. I don't know if you can see them, but I am going to just attach them to the orange wool blanket in the corners because I want that to be my base. So that's what I would do. I'm not going to waste time on camera right now showing you how I pin all 4 corners and pin it. I want to share with you quickly what I want to do. This is a vintage doily. These are all vintage doilies. Vintage, and it's not fabric by the meter I'm using. They're all vintage pieces. So I'm going by the crease. It's folded in half. The crease is folded in half all the way here because I have OCD and it has to be the same amount across of the pattern, and that's just the way I am. Okay, so there's that piece. That is my center starting piece from which I will be working. And because I like this, when you open it up, it's a large piece. It is a runner, a table runner. Huh. I thought, see, okay, I just had a new brainwave. I was just going to stitch some flowers on there. That was my first train of thought. I don't know how much room I have on the end here. I just had a brainwave of maybe laying it on top here. I just want to see what that looks like, because then I get both of these prints. And see, this one was covered up over there. Oh, I see it. So let's pull it up again. Well, it'll be covered, so I don't know why I'm worrying about that. So that's laid down. And this palette, my color palette, is orange, brilliant orange, yellow, and red, with accents of red. Well, I'm just going to just fool around with this a little bit. I'm looking at these. This goes in, and I want it to go like that. If I have to cut it, I will. So let's go like that. Okay, so that'll be there. I just want to lay the pieces down, and after I lay them all down, I will see how. Oh, I love this piece. Okay, so this piece here, look at how beautiful this piece is. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I'll have to hold it up the other way. Beautiful vintage luncheon cloth. Look at that. The beautiful cut work. When I lay the cut work down on the orange, I love how the orange shows through, and I will be doing that on my blanket. So let's see. Okay, you're gonna avert your eyes if you don't want to see cutting, because I'm going for it. Am I in screen? I sure am. Scissors. Don't panic. It's folded in half and it's creased. That's about as measuring as I get. I go by the pattern of what's here. Usually I fold it in half and then in half again, so it's actually in quarters. So bear with my head as I cut this. Rochelle, if you are watching this, You just have to go for it. Some things are too precious to just save and keep in a box. So that's what I am doing. I am using it. Okay, so now, before I cut this in half, again, alrighty. So it's a matter of playing with it. And I'll have to see whether, see, I really like that. So this is going to go under, and I'm just playing with it. You play with it until you like the way it lays. Do I see enough of this? I don't know. So I'm going to, okay, this is bothering me here because it's not, I like layers, but it has to be, this has to line up with this square, has to line up with this. OCD, OCD. When you have OCD, you just have to go with it. Oh, and look, it's covering that up. Well, I might have to just cut that somehow, but I'm just going to lay this for now. I'm just showing you how there's a right side and a wrong side. Okay. And my other option, which the other ones are going to go, the other pieces that I have, they're going to go like, Okay, do I like that on the blanket? Or do I like little pieces like this on the blanket? Good question. Let's have a look at the camera and see what I have. Oh, well, you do have some things. Okay, so then I have this piece. Oh, see, the more I see this, I'm going to be covering a lot of this up the way I had originally planned. I have this piece. Are we seeing it? I don't like how this is covering that all up. So what do I want to save? Do I want to save the corners, or do I just want to save a little bit? Or do I want to work around it? I don't know. So I have this piece. I don't care about the centers. I love the trim, and I love these things. So these things, they were going to be cut up and used as corners. Okay, let's just fold this. When I say corners, this is what I mean. I think that takes up too much room. So I'm just going to do away with that. Place this up here, and I don't want to cover too much of that up. So maybe it's just a matter of playing with it. Oh dear. Gosh, that's gorgeous. I just love all of the roses, the way that they are. Okay, this. That's going to cover it up, and I don't like that. And this is it takes me a long time to just plan stuff. So a matter of, my blanket here. But do I want to outline it in that? Don't know yet. Very nice. Okay, let's commit. Let's cut this. This will definitely be cut. Am I in camera? Yeah. So there are lines on this vintage piece, and I'm cutting on the line there, and on the line there. So it's just about follows that fold. Okay, and let's cut this in half. I have no line to follow, so I fold it in half. Just line it up. Stick my scissors in there. Am I even on camera? No, I'm not. Am I on camera now? Yep. Okay. I'm not going to cut the other one just yet because nice. Okay, this part will have to be cut off, but for now it's just, oh, maybe I can go like this and save some of that. Well, I'm just going to lay it down for now and see what it looks like that. And, oh, that's backwards. So you just play with your whatever fabrics you have. I can lay 2 more down over here, but I have a couple more pieces that I want to add on. I could add these on underneath. Oh, I like the way this looks. I like that edging, and I can save some of that. Okay, I really like that. Okay, so I'm going to commit to using these 2. So let's see. I want to save the crochet bit. So how many do I have? Is this 1? Okay, let's just save that one. That's cut in half. So let's go and grab the other one. Okay, I like how this looks. I want to save that, so I folded it corner to corner, but I want to keep that green for now. So this part will get cut off. And I'm not going to use this leftover piece in this project. It's going to be discarded for now, not thrown away, just discarded for now. And I just want to see if the pieces, that, I'm cutting this one in half. I'm committing to this. I'm cutting this guy in half. So it's a matter of taking so I'm taking 1/4 of these, it seems. And that's what I thought. So I have 1/4. You see, I turned this the other way. Yes, you can see that. Let's take this. This one will get put away. It's just a matter of placing it, standing back, and looking. So why did I place it like that? I will be cutting off. I'm not going to save all of this. This will be, I'm going to cut, do I need to save that? For now, I'm just going to cut it in half. Not in half. I'm cutting down the half, the center of that bit. Am I even on camera? Somewhat. You'll get my dress, my hair. Uh-oh, careful. Okay, so this part can be saved for a later date. Look at that. Okay, I don't like this here. I love that portion. So let's just turn it this way and see if I'm covering. Oh, you know what? Let's keep it that way. Where did I go? This way. I had it like that. I want to see that. I want to see that. But we don't need all of this. So let's cut off. If that's a 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter. And can you see what I'm cutting? Probably not. So let's move it over. We don't need all of this fabric. So this is approximately 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter. So I'm going to cut it all the way off. So I place these base pieces on how I like it. And then I will use that safety pin and pin it all on. And then tonight I'll sit down in bed. Boy, I'm huffing and puffing. Oh, I love that. See, you still get this orange. I don't need the yellow, but I need the orange. I like that orange rosebud there. And underneath there, can you see? Barely. Okay, so there's a 1 rosebud, 1, 2, and you can see this one. So I want to see all of that. And I'm gonna, these orange flowers, yellow and green, are going to be done in the Fleur Woods style, similar to Fleur Woods, except I do it just a little bit different than she does. So I'll share that with you. Okay, so now there's that. Now this bit, I covered up that orange. Okay, so this one here, let's just play. Oh, well, I do want to hide that. So I can't save all of that. I went to the edge there. That's how I determined it. I might cut it and pull it in, but we'll see. So I need to cut this yet. Okay, so how did I cut that? Am I in frame? Yes, I am. I cut halfway. Oh, let's go this way because I don't have to cut it in 2 pieces. I'm cutting down the center. I'm following what's here. So I'm cutting off that edge. Oh boy, this is not back user friendly here. Hunching over a bed. But it won't take long. Okay, so that's done. If there's more, fine. I'm going to be totally embellishing these with stitch when I attach it to this blanket. Just like, I should have showed you this at the beginning. This is a piece I will be working on. It's going to be a shawl. So you have all these beautiful tiny snippets on here, and it's totally embellished with stitch. Am I in camera? Totally embellished with stitch. Different colors. You see how these multi-orange. I'm going to use the same colors in here and a little pulp of red. So all these different fancy stitches I'm going to be putting on here on this wool blanket. Just love how that turns out. Fold that up later. Okay, so that's what I'm making, but only extremely large. Will it be done in a day? No. Will it be done in a week? No. Will it be done in a month? No. This is an ongoing project that may be done in a year, but I'm taking my time because that's what I do. I stitch simply for the love of stitch. Okay, so let's put that away. Let's move this over here. I love this. So this will have to be covered up somehow. So let's take this away. And I have that in there. To match the other one, I want to see this one. Ooh. And I want to see that one. Maybe it's not even in, or is it this one here? Maybe I'm seeing. Okay. I can fool around with it a little bit more later. So this and this is the same. Okay, let's commit and cut this. And I folded this where that stitching is, holding it here to the corner, and am I in frame? I sure am. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut, and I have several more three more larger pieces that I'm going to place on here. There's those three. Okay, I love how that looks. I had originally thought it in half and in half, but I have to cover up this. So that went to the opposite corners here. So that blue should be opposite in my mind. Let's see how that looks for now. And again, I might cut these parts off. I'm not sure yet. So then I have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that has beautiful crochet lace. And what do we have here? This is a runner and a runner. Shooteroo. That. Okay, well, I was going to. Okay, so I have these pieces. So what am I going to do? My initial plan was to take a corner of it and lay it down. But let's look at that. This piece has that orange in it because I want to go with orange and blue. It's a runner. You see, that's a beautiful runner. Now, do I want to, and I don't have enough crochet edging to go all the way around here, but I don't have to. So where's my half? I only really need that part. So I love this part. And I have this, so that's the second one that I want to put on. And then there's this. All right. Okay, I like how it has, is this whole thing in frame? More or less. Okay, I like how that little bit can go on the edge. This can go in here. This can go on the edge. And then what'll I do with this? So if I want to, okay, let's see. I'm just folding it. This is good over here. Oh, I don't know if I want it. I was just going to cut it in half, and then in half, and then half, but, well, let's just go for it. I'm not going to be using all of this, so let's just go with that 1 centimeter line. Am I even in camera? Yes, I am. Okay, good. So I just have about 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter on that side because I may or may not cut it off. And let's go 1 centimeter there, 1/2 inch, and okay. Oh, so let's go the same thing here. Let's fold this up. I'm just looking through my window, see where the 1/2 centimeter is, or I said a wrong thing, 1/2 inch is. And matching up the thread. Okay, and then that. So I have this piece here that I'm going to work with, and that is a piece that I can applique. It's on a corner, so I can, do I want to just use those as patches? That's a very good question. So I have 4 of these. My initial thought, do you see the corner of my blanket? No, you don't. Because I want to stick this, oh, you do up there. Let's go up there. Like that there. Can we see it where I placed it? Let's go back. You cannot see anything. Way to go. Huh, you can barely see it. Okay. Okay, those will be cut out, and I'll have these 4. They could be patches someplace on here. So these will be patches. But I have this larger piece that I like, so let's cut out this larger piece. Can we see that? This is very hard to film a huge blanket. Can you see that? Yep, you can. So I have this little piece here, and I will be cutting out, there's 4 of them, so in each corner, 1 in each corner, and there's these little guys. I'll cut out those and add. But I want to use, okay, let's fold this. I'm going to cut this into quarters. So I have that. 1/2 inch. Oops, that's really not it. There and there. So let's just cut this. Let's cut out this interior square, and then we will cut it in quarters and place it on our quilt. Okay, that and that. And let's go. Okay, let's do this. Just cut it. I'm cutting off the design from this luncheon cloth that is embroidered. This is embroidery. You can feel the threads. You can't really see it. I thought it was painted on there or stamped, but it's actually thread. Okay. So these pieces I'm going to cut out not on camera today to save time. So I'll have 4 and 4 is 8 pieces, because I'll have these 2 little ones. And they're small pieces that I will be tacking on later. That's not now, not for the background. So let's go for 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. Oh, Jacques, for gosh sakes, he wants to come in the room and I'm filming. And he'll jump on the bed. Oh, for crying out loud. Hey, come on, you bad dog. Not you, Rusty, no. Well, yeah, you're going to jump on the bed. Okay, shh, 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 shh. Calm down. Okay. This I'll cut out at a later date and use that as a little patch to add on. I like that 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. I didn't want to just cut out the pieces and then say, here, this is what I did, because I wanted to show you what I do. So this piece I have to cut yet. And this, I like this. And I want to cut it in 4 because I just do. Oh, how did I, just wait a second. Oh, I love that. Okay. That's pretty, but let's see what this is. So I'm missing that and I'm missing that. Oh, I love that. Oh my. Okay, that's, oh, I can't stand anymore. Can you see? Yes, you can. Okay, that is a beautiful design. Let's turn it over. So I'm losing that. Oh, criminy. So what do I like? That's a beautiful piece. And do I sacrifice? Oh, that looks nice there. There. Or on the corners. See what I was planning to do. Let's just fold this. If I fold it this way and that way. Okay, so then so how you fold this cloth. So if you fold it, this is what it looks like all together. So do I want to have a square? Do I want to have this square, then this stripe or rectangle, a square, a rectangle, and I would keep more of that. So let's look at the back, and I'm looking at my window to see through where the greenery goes. Okay, so this is, let's cut this. We're making a commitment. There's the same distance from the green to the edge as there is to the green to the edge. So I'm saving as much as the embroidery as possible. Okay, that, I'm going to do the same to the other side. Those two, I work with what I have. So I'm going to line that green with that green, and whatever the margin is in between, that's what I'm going to cut. I'm going to fold it, and these are, they're starched really well. Okay, that's good. And I'm just going to cut that. So I take big luncheon cloths, and then I find the piece of the embroidery or the cut work that I like. And for right now, I don't need all that long piece. I just don't. But, so I'll tuck it under somewhere. But right now I'm going to cut it in half. Let's just cut it in half. And we can cut off. I'm going to place this down on that fabric now. And this, again, I just want to match up the green. Let's have a look here. Do I have big pieces? No, I don't. I'm gonna use smaller pieces. Okay. That's beautiful. That will go in a corner. One corner. This one will go in another corner. And again, I'm looking through my window to match up these greens so there's the same distance on either side. I fold it and then I cut it. If they're too precious for you to cut, then what the heck? This, I just see some are bigger, so I have to, I want the exact same distance here, here, and here. So for me, that's what I do. So I will be doing that, lining this up against, because I want to place it down. So I'm cutting out big pieces, laying them on top of each other. I'm putting these guys in the corners, and these guys will be in the middle. Not in the middle, on the edges, I mean. I said the wrong thing. On the edges. Lining it up. And I don't waffle back and forth. I decide at the beginning which ones I want to use, like I'll show you, and then I come here and I cut. So these I want to put in, oh, I've got this too. I want to put these in the corners. And I don't know if you can see it. After I lay these down, if you can't see it now, then I will. Oh, that's gorgeous. Very nice. So they're extending. When I take the camera off the stand, at the end, you'll get a close-up view of all the parts that I've laid down. Some of these squares that I'm adding right now are overhanging the linen tablecloth onto the orange. I have to take that pin out and place this down. Okay, it makes it more square, but we can angle that up. So I have these, I have those two. Okay, so then I've got these two here. Pink. And I love these. Okay, so why did those have to be added on later maybe. And these. Very nice. Okay, so let's cut. The way that this pad, I go with what the original embroidery design is. And am I in full frame? Kind of. Okay, so there's a straight line, and then it goes up at a 45-degree angle. So at that 45-degree angle is where I want to cut that. Oh my God, I have to sit down. Oh, gee, but I can't. Okay, here. Oh, it's a little bit warped. It's warped. Oh boy, it's warped. So if I want to straighten it out, I'll do that because I would rather have it straight. Okay, so I love this. This is going to go somewhere. And let's do the same thing over here. This one is a little bit straighter. Oops, let's pull it down this way. No, it's still a little bit crooked. But we're going to cut off the beautiful design. Love that orange. Okay, this is distracting. These are distracting my eye right now, so I'm going to take these off because if you see the big picture, you'll understand why. I want to plan and lay down the base. These are extras. The base, larger pieces is what I'm stitching on first in this video. I'm not doing any stitching, I'm just laying them down. So I still have this one. This, I love the edge pieces here. So this, I like that. Let's see, is that the same? That blue line is a little bit wonky, but I like the line and the crocheted bit. The other white parts I don't need on this. And remember, this quilt blanket will be layered, totally embellished with stitch. So I love this. Just for now, I'm going to leave these here, but I'll put them off the blanket for now. Don't need this piece from the center. Okay, I have these two pieces. So let's stand back and see. I have my two big orange pieces there. I wonder, these are cut in half. You see how I have this little bit hole here? So how would this look? This is narrower. Oh, maybe not. I'm just looking to see. I like this, but I like that more. But I want to use this more. I have to cut that off and see. Okay, so that's how I had it. That's there, the blue. Unless I put this there. Oh, I see. That would work. Okay, then I can move these pieces over here. I think that's what because I like how this fits here. This fits really nice. So let's take this out. Let's place that there. Oh, and look at that. It covers it up nicely. I'd have to move these over slightly. Okay, I like how that looks. It's touching, and I could cut out so the orange blanket is seen through here. Okay, I really like how that, it uses up, it hides less of the fabric. So where is that other one? Oh, here it is. This. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is touching. Okay, I have to take this back. This, how did I go? This. Love how that fits. So this, oh, it goes like that. Huh. Okay, so this goes on top of there. That's weird. I might have to scooch this down because, oh, it's not in the center anymore. Look at my center line. Okay, that's the center line. Now we can readjust. So we're taking the luncheon cloths, the tablecloths, cutting them up for just the base layer. Okay, so I'm just pulling this away for now. Look at how beautiful that centerpiece is. Take this away for now. Look at that. Okay, for me, that's absolutely, oh my God, wow. Absolutely, oh my God, wow. Very, very cool. I really like that. Okay, so I took these away for now. I'm just going to place them here. So I have this piece to put in. I have to see the design here before I add more. I don't know what I'm doing yet with that. I liked how it was on the end there. Let's just leave that. Let's leave this one. I have these little bits, but that could be an afterthought. So we have this, oh, not this, we have this yet. My main bit. Okay, so I used this obviously for something because there's a hole cut out of it. So let's take, I'm gonna leave that nice ½ inch at the top from that green. Position that and give it a cut. And I lined up so it goes halfway. It's following the design of the crocheted trim. Okay, that's awesome. So this one, we have to add this. That's the back. Okay, I'm going to have a little faulty part. Okay, let's just cut it this way, straight across from where it was, and I can fool around with that later. Oh, here. Okay, since I have a little chunk cut out, let's fold it like this. And I went in between the two scalloped pieces. I want to use these ends. I just love them. Let's cut this. What am I doing? This. I want to use this portion. And I want to use this portion. Okay, that will be saved for a different day. So these could be edge trims that I'm going to add on later. But we have, okay, this and this. Let's stand up and see what I have. So I have this piece. And this piece. Okay, so these I have, you might not be able to see that, but I just want to, what if I went like that? I'm hiding that again. Oh my goodness. And looks. Well, I'm not totally sold on that. Okay, I have this big piece here, the last big piece. This is a it's a runner, and it has all sorts of little things on it. So I can add those little things. That'll go halfway. Lining it up with this line over top and over top. I like how the lace and the lace trim, it goes there. I don't like how it maybe goes up there. Well, I'll have to see in a momento. This lace blue has to butt into the corner of the orange, but it has to be pulled enough so it hides, ouch, underneath there. Okay, so what pieces are set in stone are these. This one may or may not stay there. Why? Let's see what I have here. Okay, I have two nice end pieces, and I've got to line it up, see where the design is. This. Okay, halfway is about here. Let's leave that finger width. Well, I have to cut this for now. Whether I use it all is another thing. There will be more layers and layers going on top of this. So I cut that side off. Let's cut the other side off. I love cross stitching. This is so beautiful. When I first started embroidery, that's what I did, is these little X's on this cloth. And we called it embroidery. Okay, that and that. And then I have these beautiful panels. I'm going to cut these. Will be added on later, 1, 2, but these big ones here, let's cut just where the 1 centimeter is, or 1/2 inch. That just gives me enough room to tack it on. Okay, let's just cut that off. And then we'll place these two big pieces. And that'll be the last of our big pieces. So I've got this one and that one. And then I have whoa. I can't see if these are the same designs. Looks like. I love the pattern. Let's cut this in half. So these are extras that will be cut. I fold that in half, and then this. So these little bits are extras, and whether I attach them like that, I don't know yet. Or whether I'll just attach the edging. I don't know yet. And these is little patches throughout, but they'll be cut up at a later date. And phone is going off. I should check and see if you're still recording. Yes, we are. We're over an hour. So that's 2, and exit. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to stand back and see where I can have this. I really love these 2 pieces. I really, really, really love them. And if they go in a line, oh well, they go in a line. So I got those 2 and these 2. Let's see what I'm going to do with them. And I love this, but if I do the 4 corners, I don't need to have this. So my flower design. Alrighty. You see how I'm tucking it under? I can always add, we have lots of things and stuff to add, and I'll show you in a moment. Okay, love that. I want to see that. I want to see this flower in that little peak. So this is the base, and it's okay if I only have some of the orange. More of the orange, roses, some more, so that's fine. So this is just the bottom base, and I still have that, but let's go and put the other one, because I do it on one side and I go and I do it on the other side, the opposite side. And let's have a look. Did Jacques move that? No, he didn't. So I went underneath. My phone's going off. And that's not quite, oh, here, this is where it was determined on this little peak. And I lifted that up because I want it to flow along this edge. And I really want to see those 2 things. So let's stand back. Oh, have a look through the viewer. It's kind of hard with the light and everything to see, but this is how I lay out a blanket. God, I love how that looks. And can you even imagine it with stitch? Okay, so I have 2 more pieces. Do you see how I have crocheted edge, that zigzag crocheted edge? So, that has the flowers, that has the flowers, but there's more white space there. So, do I want to, this is that point. Oh, and look at how nice it meets there. Oh, but is it too close to that thing? These 2 are the same, so let's have a look. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I don't want to put that there. Let's have a look and see. And I'm going in that V shape. Okay, I don't think I like that there. Well, it's a matter of me looking and seeing. Do I like that? I think for a base, it's going to be okay. I'll have to take a photo of it. I also have all of these things to put on it. Are we in camera? How can I show these? It's going to be difficult. Is this, can you see this pile? No, I got to move it away. This pile. Okay, I'll show you that. So the other pieces that I have to add, back up. I'm going to, right now, after I get off camera, I'm going to take these safety pins and I'm going to pin them all on, and then I'm going to invisible stitch the base vintage fabric, the base linens with stitch. Okay, so I want to show you what other things I have to add. These are, you probably can't even see that on the orange. No, you can't. That's hard to see on there. Oh, well, maybe I can do this. Oh, perfect. So you can see the items. They are really, so these items will be added. I have a whole stack of just different remnants. Oh yeah, a whole stack of different remnants like that I can fill in. Some are edges. These are similar with the tatting on the edges. Then I have a couple with that beautiful tatting, straight tatting, and some with crocheted bits that I can add here and there. These are my little snippets, my precious little snippets that I'm going to add. Okay, and then I picked out some, these are feed sack Suffolk puffs that I have arranged as they go around in color. So I'm going to stitch the Suffolk puffs on, and I have these, I have 4 of these hexagon shaped pieces. I'm going to put those on. Okay, these are old pieces. I don't like the pink on here for this project, but I love the outline of this rose. It is done with such a fine embroidery floss. So in other words, I'm going to take out the pink and I'm going to put this in as I'm going to call it a patch, a snippet, whatever you want to call it. Look at this. This piece is gorgeous. I like this, so I'm going to cut this in half and just add little, I'm going to add 2 of these on. So I think those are pretty. I'm going to use this up. This, I'm going to cut out the little baskets. The blues and the yellows match, and with a pop of red. I did this long time ago. I don't like the black base, but I like the flowers. So I'm going to cut out the black portion and attach this very fine cross stitching to it. These are some more of that lunch cloth that I've used, and I want to use the edging and these flowers. I like this as well. You can hardly see it. It's white on white basket. And I like the edging. Love these. These are going to be little patches, snippets placed on afterwards. So you gather these things and stuff up. Oh my gosh. The fine linen that these hollyhocks are on. One is yellow and one is pink. and they're going to be stitched on like this, and then other stuff laid on top. I'm going to use this. So I gathered up little things and stuff, different embroideries that I'm going to use. Could I have used this as a background piece? Yes. Am I going to use it as a background piece? Well, maybe, but I like what I have on here first. But this could be used in here. So these are all pieces that could be used in here. And then I have this yellow piece I have, which is very beautiful. There's pink, but I don't think I'm going to use the pink because I'm going with oranges and yellows and reds. But I'm going to use this yellow. Did that, and let's see what these are. I love this. Look at that. I think I have another piece that I was going to only use half this doily, but this is such a beautiful piece. I want to see that, and I love how it looks. I love how you see the orange popping through from the wool. I just love that. Stunning. That's my favorite piece of all. Tatting. So these are pieces that I pulled from my stash that I'm going to use. This. Well, I better not pile it on there because I want to give you an overview of the things and stuff. So look at that. Just gorgeous. Whether it goes on a corner, it's 1/4 of a napkin. Very firmly starched. Collars. Precious items. These are vintage cotton collars. These are vintage lace collars that will be added on later. These are all pieces I will add on later. I'm going to see part of this cuff of this, or yeah, it was a cuff. It was a vintage evening dress, night dress, pajamas. And I like this eyelet. So you pull from your stash pieces that match, that will go together. And I chose one of the items that I'd like to add on. So eventually I'm going to add this on along the edge of my linen. You'll see that as I progress. I'll show you how I add these. But so I collected, these are pieces, collected pieces of trim. May or may not use this, I'm not sure. It's a thin hanky. Edges of the Battenberg, I like the way that looked. Hankies, I like the way that looked. I may or may not use these, but I pulled them just in case. Look at how very fine that is. These are crochet, said a wrong thing, embroidered pieces that I've done years ago. May or may not put in here, but you pull the pieces that you think go together. I like the edging of the cross stitch. This is more, look at that beautiful fine napkin or hanky, same sort of thing. And oh, here's the other half. Oh, it's not that other half of it. There's those two and this. I said that was my favorite. There. And am I in screen? Oh, barely. Oh, I wonder if I was, you probably couldn't even see it. I probably moved it with my knee. There we go. I'm sorry if you didn't see these, but that's okay. This is my favorite right here. Favorite piece. So then I have these old crocheted bits. They're thicker and they're different shapes. They came, I think, well, maybe one came from here. Maybe these two came together, and then I cut them. So I'm going to be using these. So you pull out the things that you think would match that we will put on as additional layers. So I wanted to get my first step, getting my base wool blanket, then getting my large linen tablecloth. Then I got my embroidered and crocheted and tatted lunch napkins. Then I gathered up these things. I love pineapple and crocheting, so I had a different variety. think there's these. So all these are going to be put on whole, layered on. Same with these. So you have all these. At least I have them here to choose from. If I don't use them all, that's okay. If I have way too much, oh well, I have way too much. I just take them off. So we can just layer stuff like that on top. Whether I just use half of that or a portion of this, it's hard to say. But it's gorgeous. So I picked these things out. So these are the things that I am going to use in mine. If you'd like to pick out some of the ones you're going to use in yours. So every single waking hour stitching cannot be filmed on camera because it would take way too long. So this video, this long video, is about the base layer. What is this? Oh my God, this is a cotton christening gown. Can we see this? Excuse me, Shop. Boy, I can't even see that on camera. Okay, pull it up a little bit. This is it. I got this at the antique store. Looks like I tore off the sleeves already and used it for something. So I like the bottom. See the back. Oh, I cut off the bottom for something. And this is the top. I cut off the sleeves already, but I'm going to use that. Look at this. Gorgeous. So I'm going to use cotton christening dresses are my favorite things to use because of all the variety. That's what I used on my snippet cloth that I'm currently working on, different pieces like that. These are doll clothes. This is a petticoat or a slip doll clothes. So I'm going to use that, little portions of it. I just love it, whether I cut it in half and just use that. But it's here. And this other little doll dress, slip petticoat, whatever you want to call it. Gorgeous. And I'm going to cut little pieces. I'll show you how I cut up these into snippets to make the snippet cloth or textile collage. Absolute favorite. This is so old, it just tears like butter. Look at this. It's cotton. So thin. Baby dress. I'm going to use that as embellishing on the blanket. And look at this. Just look at this beautiful eyelet. It's hard to tell through here. Okay, so I'm going to take this away and then I'm going to straighten out the blanket and you can get an overview and then I can get a photograph of it. So first step is choosing a wool blanket. Second step, picking a linen tablecloth. Okay, it said my battery was low. Am I even recording? Yes, I am. I hope it didn't stop. I'm going to take you off the camera stand. Okay, so I said the first step is getting your blanket. Get the orange blanket. Or in my case, I got an orange blanket. Then I got the white linen tablecloth with the roses. Let's start at the bottom here with these orange, yellow, and coral roses. Then I got table runners that matched. Linen lunch cloths, large doilies. Oh, maybe I better go this way. I'm going to hand stitch everything. And I just laid this down. I want to get a better view. That's the top. And you go down. I get a higher view. Let's see. You see the bottom over there. So my next step is to take safety pins, pin everything on, and then hand stitch, invisible stitch everything on. Invisible stitch. They're not decorative stitch. It's just tacking stitches that will remain in. I will not be taking those out. It's layer on layer. So thank you everyone for watching. Very long video on how to lay out and cut fabrics, vintage textiles for your base layer of this vintage textile collage wool blanket, snippet cloth panel. I don't even know what to call it, but there we have it. Thank you everyone for watching. Bye for now.